Launching the tickets for the Irish Open alongside Colin McLaughlin and Josh Warren from Dubai Duty Free. Maybe start us off with that, Rory, and what you're trying to achieve with that, and then we'll go into this week.
Yeah, obviously very excited to be involved with the Dubai Duty Free Irish Open again. Going to the K Club next year, and we just launched ticket sales today, and a percentage of every ticket sold will go to the Rory Foundation, which is fantastic. So hopefully people get out there and buy their tickets early and snap them up. Hopefully it's going to be another great year. 10th anniversary from the Ryder Cup in '06, so it's nice to be going back to the K Club, and I feel like the Irish Open this year was a huge success for the tournament. Personally, it wasn't quite what I wanted from myself, but I thought the tournament went fantastically well, and I'm sure it'll just go from strength to strength. You know, with having Dubai Duty Free as main sponsors, and hopefully a little bit of my input can go a long way as well. So excited for what's to come with the Irish Open, obviously the increased prize fund as well. You know, so a lot of great things happening with the Irish Open, and excited to be involved and excited to see where we go from here.
And an exciting week this week for you. Try to win the race to Dubai.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, it's great to come back to Dubai, a place where I've got a lot of great memories. You know, going back 6 years, winning my first professional title at the Dubai Desert Classic, and you know, winning a couple of Race to Dubai titles and winning the Dubai Desert Classic again this year. It's always been a great place for me, so it would be nice to do the Dubai double this year and pick up the Race to Dubai title to go with it. I didn't quite think I'd be in this position coming into this event, especially after taking the week off last week, but you know, a few of the guys didn't capitalize on that in China, thankfully, and find myself in a position where you know, it's totally in my hands. If I go out and win the tournament, I win the overall thing, no matter what anyone else does, and that's a nice position to be in. So obviously that's the main objective this week, and I feel like I'm playing well enough to do that.
Thank you, Rory. Take some questions from Mr. McIlroy. Do we have a microphone here? I don't think we do. Oh, I've got one at the back. Could you just bring it down to the front row, please? Thank you. Sorry, Graham, we'll get it to you in a second. No, front row, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Rory, welcome back to Dubai. You just alluded to it there. You didn't think you'd be on the top of the Race to Dubai standings when you arrived here this week. Was that your thinking as you came in?
When I arrived here, I still was top, but on Sunday night, I didn't think I'd be still there. I got in late Friday night, so the tournament was still going on in Shanghai. But yeah, I felt a few guys had a chance last week to overtake me, and that didn't quite materialize, thankfully. You know, so that gives me, you know, it gives me freedom of mind knowing that I come in here this week, and if I win, no matter what anyone else does, you know, I can, you know, sort of feed to my own hands, I guess.
There are obviously permutations to who can win the Race to Dubai depending on what happens this week. Danny was just hitting me a minute ago, and he said his perfect scenario would be back nine, you and him basically playing match play on a Sunday. Would that be something you would enjoy, or would you rather 6 shots ahead, 2 holes to play?
I think you can answer that one yourself. I mean, I just want to win the tournament. I don't care who finishes second, who finishes third. If I am the champion at the end of the week, it means that I win the Race to Dubai, and that's all I'm really thinking about.
Joy?
Rory, apart from recovering from the disaster caused by the club sandwich in Shanghai, what have you been doing these since Friday when you come over here? How much have you practiced, and how are you feeling about your game, especially given the week that you had in Shanghai?
Yeah, just been trying to put a bit of weight on, to be honest. It's a nice position to be in. But yeah, so I got in Friday, early Saturday morning, practice Sunday, so I didn't really hit a ball until then. and then yesterday practiced and had a few other commitments, and then played the pro-am there today, and obviously do a little bit more practice tomorrow, but my game feels in good shape, it really does. I was excited. It's got better each and every week. I felt like it was pretty good in Turkey, and then I felt like going into China, you know, I could see improvements each and every day, and then I didn't, obviously things didn't work out so well for me there, but I feel like I still finished well. You know, it was a good week. It could have been better. I hit the ball great from tee to green. On the greens was a different story, and energy levels weren't quite there, but I felt like it was still a positive week in some ways, and now getting to Dubai and feeling at full strength and feeling 100% healthy, you know, I feel like I've got a great chance on a golf course that I've played very well at before.
Ewan?
Rory, where generally would the European Tour on their merit feature in your kind of list of goals, targets for a year, and is it any different this year given the, you know, the way it was disrupted in the middle of the injury and the way things have changed a wee bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a goal of mine. At the start of the year, you know, I want to, you know, be at the top of these lists at the end of the season. You know, whether it's the race to Dubai or whether it's the FedEx Cup, or, you know, there are things that, but the race to Dubai, I was going to say, it reflects, you know, the way you played through the entire season, and somehow that's true. I feel like I've gained most of my points in the first half of the season with my performances, and I've sort of just held on to that position a little bit. But it would be a great way. I think there is more coming into this week, and not having wrapped it up like I had done the previous two times I've won. There is more of an intensity, or more of a, you know, it'd be a really great way to finish the season, and knowing that I haven't already got it wrapped up, it just, you know, focuses the mind, and I really want to play well this week.
On the right, please.
Rory, you say you're 100% fit, so the ankle is now completely cleared up, has it?
Yeah, it's totally. I hopped the fence with Gibble there earlier. He can attest to that.
I hopped the fence as well.
Yeah. But no, it's totally fine. It's felt. I mean, when I came back, sort of at the end of the summer and into the sort of autumn there, you know, the right and left ankles weren't quite feeling the same yet, but it was still good enough to do what I needed to do now. You know, they feel exactly the same, which is great.
So when you start next season schedule playing 2 or 3 weeks in advance, if you needed to, you feel you'll be able to? 2 or 3 weeks together, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like physically, yes. Yeah, I think 3 is, I mean, I could play every week in a row if I wanted to physically, but mentally, I'd just be at the end of I just, 3 weeks in a row of golf for me is as much as I can handle, and then I need to take a week or 2 off.
Joy?
Rory, you've got great results over here on this golf course. I mean, never finished outside top 5 except for once when you finished 11. So, over the years, and when you started playing this golf course from 2009 to now, have you changed any of your course management plans for this golf course? And what do you think is there on this golf course that just plays into your hand?
Yeah, I think if anything, I've probably got even more aggressive on this golf course as time went on, because I've gotten to know the golf course better. And I really think this golf course plays into the long hitter's hands. You know, there's some carries that if you can carry the ball sort of 300 off the tee, you can really shorten some of the par 4s, and gives you a big advantage on the par 5s. You know, so, you know, if you hit a good drive on say the 12th hole, for example, where there's a carry of like 300 yards up onto the top plateau, and you get a little bit of extra run, whereas the guys that carry it to, even, you know, medium to long hitters, 280, 290, they pitch into that hill, and, you know, they're going in with a 5 or 6 iron, and I'm going in with a 9 iron or a wedge, you know, so that over the course of a week, all those little advantages, you know, they build up and they mean something. So.
Sorry. The FedEx Cup events, or final four are a mix of par 71s, par 70s and par 72s. The European Tour obviously always used par 72 course for final four events. Which system do you prefer and why?
I prefer a par 72 because I feel like I play par 5s well, and there's obviously four par 5s and four very good chances to make birdies. So, you know, a par 72 is always preferred for me. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've won on all pars, and you know, I've won a US Open on a par 71, and the other three were a par 72. But yeah, I mean, if I was to choose, you know, a par 72 would be my preferred, just because of the way I play the game and the advantage that I might have over the rest of the field on par 5.
Jimmy?
Rory, is this the last event for the year?
Yes.
So after this you've got 8-9 weeks off?
Yeah, it's eight weeks, I think, in between turn, or 9 weeks, yeah.
Is that the longest you've had, apart from football related injuries, is that the longest you've had?
I think so. I think because Abu Dhabi next year has been pushed back a week. Probably it's always around then. The last couple of years, yeah, I went down to Australia, or I played in Tigers tournament in December. But yeah, I think it's probably the longest break I've had since 2009. So.
And you really don't want that break to be ruined by not coming away with the spoils?
It would. Yeah, I'd love to be flying away from here on Monday morning with, you know, wrapping up the race to Dubai. You know, it'd be a great way to finish the season. You know, it'd be very disappointing if that wasn't the case.
Derek, finish it off, please.
Rory, Danny was in here just a minute ago, and he I don't want to put words into his mouth, but he sounded a touch rankled, shall we say, that you were being allowed to complete the race to Dubai despite not competing in the minimum amount of events. So, do you have any sympathy for that argument? And would you feel the same, do you think, if you were in his shoes?
No. If I can win more money in 12 events than someone can win in 23, I don't see any reason why. You know, you played half the events and won more money. I know, obviously you play majors and you play World Golf Championships, but you know, that's the decision the European Tour came to, and obviously it's great for me that I'm able to be here and compete this week. And but it's not about. And I said this whenever I was having a chat with Keith Pelly in the summer. It's not about the bonus pool, or it's not about. It's just about being able to compete here and play and try to win the race to Dubai again. You know, I'd gladly take the trophy, and you know, they can keep the money or do whatever they want with it. It's more to do with trying to win the race to Dubai again.
But you keep the trophy, I keep the money.
Perfect. Good man, deal.
Good luck.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.